You know we gotta see if it'll do a burnout.
Oh, heck yeah.
Will the F7 do a burnout? Check. Welcome back to Redneck's Dirty Hands. I'm Pete, and today we're gonna do phase 2 of the F7 with wheels on there. Now, a lot of you saw the last video there. There's tons of comments. You guys are liking the new look, and so am I. You know, we got rid of the Jamaican flag wrap that Christina behind the camera. She loved it, but she liked the old look better. But I gotta say, I'm loving the crackle effect, and check out this logo here. Now that is a pretty awesome Arctic Cat logo, I'd say. We got our skull kind of hiding in the background there. RNDH, Redneck's Dirty Hands, for the win, baby. So, we got the ATV front end. It's all on there, it's working good. The Fox Float 3s, those shock, everything's beauty. We got suspension, we got good easy turning. You know, I had to fix, this tire was going a little bit flat on me there, so I resealed it. We should be golden. So now, we have to make it run cool. So we couldn't test ride this thing really, but after we fixed it, because it was too freaking hot. It was like 100 degrees outside. And this thing, you know, it's a snowmobile. It needs snow to keep it cool. So there's no snow here right now. I need to put this rat on there. Talked to my buddy Bezos. He had this in stock, you know, so ordered this one here. This thing here, it's, well, we got 13.5 by 13.5 radiator core aluminum there. We got the electric fan on it. So my idea is we're gonna mount it on the back of this thing. I'll take the bumper, the plastic, all that stuff off. It has an aluminum fan shroud on here that looks fairly solid. So I think I can build brackets off of this to mount to the back of the tunnel on the F7 there. Now, I think we missed the boat on, we never really came up with a name for this, but I think we should call it the WTF7, because when people see this coming, they're gonna be like, what the fuck is that? Is that a snowmobile or an ATV? I don't know, but I think it's gonna be awesome. The little bit of driving around we did, it felt pretty good. It may be, I don't know, it's probably gonna be a learning curve how to handle this thing, because it was kinda tippy sway, but I did pull all the studs and chisels we had in the track, took them all out, so we can just, you know, rip around on the asphalt and the concrete and everything, rip it out in the driveway. We got no sliders on here. I'm gonna add some more wheels, and I got that that suspension and skid that came in the Venom, the Apex, that we were trying to do speed runs with, but we haven't figured out yet. But it's got a bunch of little shafts with tiny little wheels in there, so I'm gonna steal from Peter to pay Paul, or steal from Paul to pay Peter. So now, I was digging around, I found the only bad part about this radiator is these inlets and outlets are like 1.25 inches, which the factory hoses on there, 5/8 or 3/4 at best. So I found these chunks of hoses here that have, you know, the molded angles in there. So I had to stretch her out, but I don't even know. I don't think I got to put a clamp on there, because that thing is locked on there tight. Like, she is stretched to the limit.
How'd you get it to stretch out that far?
Oh, well, I'm a man of many talents and many tools. Welcome to Redneck's Dirty Hands Gynecologist Service. Open for business. That right there, that's a expander for CV boots. You can get the flexible ones where you slip it on here, pump her open, and you just stick it right over the end of the CV, and then let the air out, pop her off. So, you know, redneck science and ingenuity here. You jam her on there. Oh.
Okay.
Look at that. Stretching her right out.
You have all the tools, eh?
I got all the tools. So what we do is we're just gonna let that, we got her under tension, so even if I unhook it, it still holds tension on there. And we just take the old blowtorch, we warm her up, makes it a little bit soft and malleable, you know. There's a lot of ways to do things. My favorite is the Redneck way. And we'll just let that kind of set for a minute. Now she's nice and soft. Oh, it's pretty hot. These freaking hook tools, lifesaver, especially for jobs like this. Just gonna push it over the edge there. And we'll just walk her around. We're getting there. We're getting there. Picked up this temperature thermostat kind of control unit so we can adjust the temperature. You know, we can set the dial to, oh, what do we want it here? Here's the dial here. So we can set her all the way down, turn her up to, oh, say 210 degrees or something like that. So the fan will automatically kick in. Probably have it lower than that, probably like 180, something like that. And then I've got this thing. I mean, Bezos has everything you need in stock. This is for like my DeWalt battery, the 20 volt. I can clip one of them on there, gives me power and ground. And then I can convert it down to 12 volts with this guy. So then we can run this 12 volt van off my 20 volt battery, no problemo. And then I'm not relying on the electrical system of the snowmobile, so I won't be putting any extra strain or stress on the stator or any of that stuff. And with the adjustability for the thermostat, it'll kick on and off only when it needs it. Hopefully prolonging the life of the battery. But I got some of those big Duker, I got 12 amp hour flex volt batteries there. So, I mean, I don't think we're gonna be driving this thing 100 freaking kilometers, you know. I am definitely, if this thing works and it stays cool, I'm definitely gonna do a BEERRUN beer run. I'll drive that. Look, she's got a Val tag on her. I got license, insurance, and everything. You're allowed to run snowmobiles down the road in the wintertime, so why can't you run it down the road in the summertime, eh?
Right.
It's licensed.
Summer tires on it.
All right. Yeah, summer tires, some are good, some are bad. So I gotta figure out how I'm gonna mount all this stuff. First things first, we gotta strip all this plastic, bumper, snow flap, everything off so we can access the coolant hoses, figure out a mount. I'll probably have to take these guys off. The seat's already loose, so, I mean, that comes off no problem. And then once we strip all this stuff off, we'll get a better idea, see what we're looking at. I'm hoping, I wanna do it all too, so I can take that all off as a unit and put all this stuff back on. You know, same thing. I can put the other control arms on, put the skis back on. I do want to see, hopefully with the rad and all this, it works good. You know, I don't know how twitchy the steering is going to be, but come, I think it's September 26th, Moorfield grass drags. You know, we've gone the last couple of years in a row. It's awesome, you know, we camp out there, have a few cold ones with some good fellas there. And last year I won King of the Trail with JP sled, so I don't think they'll let me run King of the Trail with this. You know, I don't even know if I'll be able to actually run this in any class. It's kind of in a class of its own. It's definitely not running with the outlaw guys. So I might just do an exhibition run or just ride it around the park. This might be, instead of a golf cart or a little bike, you know, pit bike, maybe this is my pit bike. So I do want to have it done and ready and take it down the track when we go there. So if you guys got nothing better to do, September 26th, check out Moorfield Grass Drags. It's a hell of an event. It's a good time.
I might have to get out the water snake and go get my floaty out of the pond.
Well, you know, the water snake will make her across there, so right? Yes, you can't stop. So I don't
casually grab it on the way by.
Ooh, we could do a tandem run. I'll hang off the back and grab it as you fly by.
Okay.
But now we got to undo all this stuff. So I got all my Torx bits here, my Milwaukee. I don't know where all the bolts are. Like, I'm guessing. Oh yeah. So this whole plastic piece is all held on with screws from the back side. Okay. Hello.
Hey, got her off?
I did. I snapped the freaking stud that was going through the strap to keep the snow flap from, I guess, getting sucked up under there. And then I got these two off. They got so many different styles of screws. You got for the outside, it was the Torx little bolt with the nut on the back, and then the middle, because you got your heat exchanger here, they just have a clip on that one, so you just pull that guy out. And then down here, they've got a smaller Torx. Like, they don't even have all the same size over here. So it's a bit of a pain in the butt. You got to keep double checking your tools and switching out what you need. But we're getting there, we're getting there. So we got these little guys here. I'm just gonna put everything all back together so we can keep it all together in one spot. So if we do want to put all this back on, we can find the hardware. Oh, so that's your whole, your bumper and tail light and everything all in one. Oh, we're not gonna need that. Oh, nice one. And there's those heater hoses there that I want to kind of link into. Now, this kind of changes things here. So this heat exchanger, oh, it's even loose, look at that.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if maybe I should just take it right out. What to do, because this is loose anyway, and I'm going to be undoing this. Like, we're not going to be using that part of it, so I could just drill all the rivets out. I kind of like the idea of putting it on the back, because it's kind of, I can just make brackets to come up and hold it on a bit of an angle. I think I figured out what we're going to do. I got this piece of aluminum angle iron here. I think we're going to go with mounting it upright on the back side, but I am going to take this original heat exchanger out. I'll just make a plate to put back in its place to stiffen up the tunnel. But I think what we'll do is have this guy go across here. I've got it marked out, so I'm just going to cut the ends on an angle, and then I'll mount it to the heat exchangers over there. That'll keep everything stiffened up. And then this radiator has these dowel pins or whatever there. So I think what I'll do is I'll have that come up this way. I'll drill holes through the bottom, and then I might drill and tap these so I can bolt it in, or I'll just drill holes through, maybe put some rubber grommets on there to isolate it. That'll help support the bottom, and then we'll just come off the sides with some flat plates, tie it into the side of the tunnel, and then that way it'll kind of keep it down low so it's not like all goofy looking, like you just got a big old radiator hanging off the back of it. It'll kind of keep it angled forward a little bit, so it should look pretty good. And then I think using this angle, it'll be a good rigid brace going across there, and then it'll stop any rocks or anything hard coming up into the bottom of the radiator. Help protect the rad, hopefully, so we don't have a oopsie doodle and spill the green fluid all over the place. So I just got to trim this up, pop some holes, rivet it in there, and then I'll delete that fella, and we'll get fabricating. So, you know the saying, baby.
Pitter patter.
Let's get at her.
Tickety, tickety, boo.
Oh, like a glove.
Perfecto.
Right? So,
Nice.
I'll clean up the ends of all that, and then I'll drill some holes. We'll get that mounted in there, so then when we take this out, it's not all flobbity. And then I'll have to figure out how I'm going to actually put this on there. Like, do I just cut holes in? Oh, you know what? I wasn't thinking. Which way are we having? We're having the rad on the front side, right?
Yeah.
I might have to notch this down because that's definitely going to hit. So we may have to do a little notch-a-doodle. Right? So I just popped a couple of holes so I can put some regular just 1/4-inch bolts through there, bolt that in, and we can kind of have a peekaboo and see. I'll have to notch all this stuff out, because if I use those pins to drop straight through, if I drill holes and drop it down to locate it, this will hit the rad fan and all that. On a side note, that rad that I got from Bezos there, that aluminum rad with the fan and everything on it, less than $100.
Not bad. Hopefully she works good.
I mean, it just begs you to buy it.
Right.
So I mean, I'm a huge fan of using what's already given to you when you're fabricating. There's already holes in the ends of these heat exchanger rails, so that's why I drilled the holes there. And with that butted up against there, like, just like you and me, babe, meant to be.
That's right.
Look at that. Right through there.
Perfect.
Right through there. I'll probably add another hole so we can have double tightness, you know. Pop another hole there, put another bolt in there. But at least this way we can just snug this up. And then that way, if I want, I could weld little tabs that come off and then bolt it through there to stiffen this right up. But I think when the rad goes in here, I can probably just come off of the edge here with a flat plate and bolt it in there, so that'll mount this shroud, which when the shroud's bolted to the rad, that means the rad will be mounted. Okay, so now I gotta delete the heat exchanger. This is gonna probably make a bit of a mess. I can probably just clamp these off for now. I got my hose pinchers in the toolbox. Somebody commented and was like, oh, need a tour of Pete's toolbox. Well, there's not a whole lot to see. It's a little bit messy. I got a few toolboxes. We got Dad's old toolbox over there. And I got my big snap-on bottom and two tops. And then I got this, picked up this one as a secondary one. Always need toolboxes. I got tons of pliers in here. I got these hose pinchers. These things are handy for doing fuel lines, coolant lines, all that. Just pinch her off, lock that guy down. No leaky. All my sockets, ratchets, everything all up in there. Wrenches. This side is Imperial, you know, American. This one is metric, Canadian. One probably most important drawer. It's where all the knob hammers. They're so important, I got 2 drawers of hammers. So these things here, just pinch her down, side or back. Then that way, I can leave the hoses on here for now. I'll just have to undo these clamps, separate it, then we are gonna lose whatever coolant is in here. We're gonna make a wee bit of a mess, but it won't be terrible. And then that way, we can start mocking up the radiator in there. I'll have to drill. Yep. See that? I'll have to drill the rivets out of that heat exchanger, and then pop these off, pull this guy out. Only looks like there's a few, and I said she's loosey-goosey already, so looks like we're gonna have to do this anyways. So we'll get that out, move on to figuring out how to mount the radiator. And then this way, the rad will come up right here on this angle. The seat will still fit on. We can use the stock seat. It'll be comfy. It'll still look F7-ish.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe we can even double ride on it.
Let's do that.
Or you can sit on my shoulders.
Well, yeah.
Or I sit on your shoulders.
Yes. Down to the beer store.
Okay. All right, so I just got to get rid of these rivets, and then I'll just peel that out. So I got a drain pan. Now, I'm not even sure. These are like a once-time crimp kind of deal clamp or something. I don't know. Oh, well, would you look at that? I guess you get a special tool. You just freaking pinch that together, and then it locks in. And to undo it, you just get under here. Worked easy on the other one. Ooh, pop her off. Nice one. How much coolant we gonna lose here? That's not bad, not bad. It stopped dripping right now, but I mean, there's still gonna be a bunch in here, so at least we got those cracked off, and then got to get the rivets out of there. Now most of them, like, they're loose, so they're just going to be spinning when I go to drill them or whatever. So I got this fella here. That's a diamond. I don't know what you call it. I call these things cookies, but it's I use this for doing the brake calipers all the time because it's got even the diamond coating on the back side, so you can grind with that side, and even the edge. So it works out perfect. If you want to do some grinding and cut these rivets, so I'll just grind the heads off and then we should be able to pull that right out of there.
Got her all done?
I think so. I mean, in a perfect world now that I got all the tops ground off, if I hit her with a punch, they should pop out of there. I think I got them all popped out of there. Now it is glued down too, so we gotta kind of pry it off, but free hole here. Oh, this one's hanging up. Ooh, dirty dog. Just like so. A little more antifreeze. Nice one. Oh, that's a big old hole. You definitely wouldn't want to fall through there when you're riding. End up in the meat grinder.
That would tickle a bit.
Right? Although, hear me out. If the track idea doesn't really work, could do the swing arm and put a wheel on it.
Yeah.
The wheel could come up right through here.
Oh.
You could put a big old wheel on her.
Well, heck.
Right?
That might be cooler.
It might be. I had no idea. I didn't realize that the heat exchanger was like that on the back of this thing. So, air compressor's freaking just rattling.
Right?
Oh yeah.
There.
There we go. Yeah, so she's gonna be a little bit flimsy. So I'll have to put a plate in here just to cover it up and tie it all back in so it's stiff and rigid, you know, basically give it a Viagra, right? We need to stiffen her up. But at least that way now we can take a look and see. I mean, it's not terrible. So it's gonna sit something like that.
Okay.
But now I'm realizing,
Don't get your shirt sucked in there.
right? Might have to put it that way.
Probably be the safest route.
Right, well, just for the hoses, because like look at this.
Yeah, true.
Straight
Just
shot right there. Just got to put a coupler,
Yeah.
bam, bam. And then this one, we just got to drop down, turn this one straight up. I could turn this one a little bit more. And then we just got to go like, boom. And then that'd be the plumbing side of it done. And then we just got to figure out how we're going to mount this guy. I mean, it's almost the exact same width as the tunnel here. So I could put plates. Oh, if we get lucky, I could almost have material plates coming off of here and going on the inside, and it would just like slot right in there and then just bolt it at the back. All right, well, that might be what we have to do, babe. I'm gonna try and just drill a couple holes while we got this all sitting here for the lower pins on the radiator. Now it's a bit of an angle here, so I don't know how straight I'll get. Ow! Just
right?
took some skin off of there. It's a long way from my heart. That's what they made electrical tape and paper towel for.
That's right.
Okay, so now we got some pilot holes. So now we got to figure out what size those pins are, and then we'll drill a hole that's like the same size as those. Bigger than that? It is. Okay, well, I'll run this drill bit through. Closer, so now I just got to find a drill bit that's the same size. I'm gonna guess 1/2 inch or a little bit bigger, and then should be able to drop that right down in there. Okay, so I'm just gonna use my calipers here. Looks like 11, just over 11 millimeters. So make sure they're both same size. Yeah. So I gotta find in my assortment there. Hopefully, we've got a drill bit. Oh, 10. Well, that's dirty looking bugger. Oh! You're gonna have to find that steel cracker clip again. You know why?
Straight money, dude.
That's money, dude.
Yeah,
Straight money, dude. That should be the right size we need. So let's just see. I better put this somewhere safe because
yes.
I'm afraid I'm gonna knock it over and poke a hole in it. These bits here, got them off the Matco truck. Actually, he gave me that banner there up on the wall when he was here. Although fella doesn't come by the shop anymore. He went out of business or something like that. And these drill bits are awesome because they're like built in unibit. Like it's a step bit. Every single drill bit in the kit is like that. Like here's another one. Yeah, there's a little one there. Every single drill bit has that step in it. They're handy. You don't need to do like a pilot hole.
Yeah.
You know, usually you got to get a small drill bit and then you move your way up. Those ones are super handy. Handier than a pocket on a shirt, one might say. I tell you what though, this one is duller than the next door neighbor. Oh. Yep, did it again.
Oh my god.
Said we're gonna go this way now, right? It's too bad. It'd look way better the other way, but
This is maybe the safer route.
yeah. Well, it looks like I'm off on my hole placement.
Yeah.
Gonna have to massage, although,
So close.
I mean, that looks good. We're just a wee bit off here, eh? I'll have to get the die grinder and move the hole that way a little bit.
Oh.
Boom, shakalaka. I mean, that's not bad. I can make up some like rubber pucks that'll go in between there. And then I'm thinking, I don't know how thick this stuff is, but maybe we just come off with plates right here.
Yeah.
Right? Hold it upright a little bit like that. Let's see what it looks like with the seat on.
Here you go.
Why, thank you, honey bunny. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to figure out because the mount for the seat was on there.
Oh.
That's the stud, goes through the back, and then you just put a nut and bolt. So we'll have to, when we plate that off, we'll have to make one of those up to put in its place so we can still bolt the freaking seat down. Kinda tucks right
Yeah.
in behind. You don't really, it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. Maybe have it sitting like that. Is it good enough for the girl I go out with?
It is, yes.
Okay, so we just got to figure out how to secure it on there so it's not flopping around. We don't want to wear any holes through the radiator, the bracket. We don't want it cracking. I don't know how thick or solid these side bars are. I don't really want to weld to them. I'm thinking I'm going to have to build off of this shroud because it's definitely thicker material. So maybe I just build off of it and then see if we can sneak it in through there.
Yeah, that's
Right?
a good idea. Yeah.
That way we can put it up like that, just go straight through, bolt, 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 bolt. Maybe, like I said, put little rubber, we'll have to find some rubber material of some sort. I don't know if we've got anything kicking around that we can put over top of these things so it's like a bit of a cushion, right?
Do you have like an old rubber mat or something? Or an
Well,
old,
after my vasectomy, I threw all my rubbers out.
or an old track, or I don't know.
Oh, a piece of a track would work, yeah.
Okay.
We got tons of old tracks. All right, baby. So, you know, thanks to your wonderful thinking, we didn't use pieces of snowmobile track, but I did have some silicone, I think this was coolant hose or charge air too.
Oh, shit, kebabs.
That just happened.
Uh-oh.
Running on the trailer.
Just got ripped off.
God damn it. Always something, eh? But I mean, hey, the rad's rubber mounted. When it rains, it pours. Like, holy jeez, at least it didn't rip it right off.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're definitely gonna have to put it back in afterwards.
Yeah.
Now, I'm hoping I can just slip this sucker back together. You just handle the camera, baby.
You got it?
Maybe. Oh, hopefully a gust of wind doesn't take me flying. Come on, you dirty dog. Okay, release.
Oh my god.
Settle down. I'm about to go for a ride here, I think.
You might send me a postcard.
Look out, Toto!
Well, at least it wasn't broken. That was crazy.
That could have been expensive.
Yes. I thought it was gonna be when I seen it
Jeez,
flapping
Louise.
around.
All right, back to the WTF7.
All right.
Okay, so we are rubber mounted, and what I'm thinking is, like I said, sometimes things just work out. So if you look down the barrel here, you can see in between, we got a little bit of a gap there, right? So I've got these pieces of, it's wide like aluminum channel. If I fish that sucker through there, I could drill and rivet that on, then drill a hole through here, bolt that, we'll do a couple of bolts there. I mean, tickety-boo.
There you go.
This is like a no-weld installation, really.
Well, that's perfect, right?
Yeah, so this is like something, you know, hey, if you want to convert your freaking F7 to an off-road beast with a radiator, you don't need a TIG welder to do her. You just got to buy one of these off of Bezos. Although I guess you do kind of have to have that. Or I mean, you could make this piece too, I guess. You know, if you're a handy fella. So I will make another one of these for the other side. And then we'll take the shroud off. I'm not going to drill it on there because if I do, I'll drill right through the freaking rad. Guaranteed. So I'll take this off. We'll drill, mount that on, drill and mount there. Okay, so we got two now. So now I got to figure out, I think we're just going to drill and rivet onto this shroud. So I'm going to pull that off of there. All right, so there is our radiator shroud. I mean, this thing's, I'd say the quality is actually pretty good, even though we all know where it came from.
Yeah.
Right, so, I mean, hey, we're going with it. So, I got this side. I just kind of marked where we want it to sit. So I figure I'll just drill, probably evenly space 4 rivets, should be good. And then we'll just drill, we already got a hole mark there, we'll drill that out and we'll add 2 more to make it the rigid. And then we should be tickety-boo, good to go. Can I do this without drilling into my leg? Ready, baby?
Ready.
Where I drill right through my
I was
freaking
gonna
fingers.
say.
Okay, there's one.
Watch your hands.
All right. Tickety-boo. Now I can drill this one.
Oh, that looks great.
Doesn't it look professional-ish? I mean, that one's a little low. Like we say, good enough for the girl I go out with. So I had to move this one up a little bit because we didn't get it quite 100% even side to side. So the edge of this, the radiator, the tank there, is kind of hitting. So we gotta come up above that there. So, I mean, when you're standing behind it, you may notice it. I mean, probably nobody would notice it. But
No,
I mean, now that it's on video, everybody's gonna point it out. So I have this one marked, so we'll do the same thing. Can you spray the tip of my drill bit, baby? Oh, yeah. That's much better. You need that freaking oil on there, otherwise the aluminum just galls up on the drill bit and you ain't going nowhere.
How's it coming?
We had a slight miscalculation. I already had this bracket, both brackets riveted on, but nothing was freaking lining up. So I had to take it back off. And remember when I said, as long as I don't drill through my finger, we'll be fine? Yeah.
I looked away for 2 seconds.
We might not be fine. I haven't even looked at it yet, but I got her pretty good. So yeah, that'll be, we're just gonna keep on keeping on. So I had to readjust the freaking brackets, and I'm just putting rivets back in the holes so it doesn't look ugly, you know, extra holes in there, but what do you do? Sometimes, you know, can't be perfect all the time, right? But we're getting there. So I mean, so far it is still no weld required kind of installation. Now we still got to figure out proper placement, but I've got this zing back on, so we'll just tighten this guy up. Little snuggadoodle. And then placement wise, I think, does it look good sitting there like that, baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's not terrible.
No.
So I think
looks good.
might as well utilize this hole that's already here. I'll drill through there, put a 1/4 inch nut and bolt, and then I'll drill a couple of, we'll put some rivets in there. Why not, eh?
Yeah. Got her out.
I am not looking forward to seeing what I did to my finger.
Is there any meat on the end of that?
Well, I didn't see any. There was no bits of Peter on the tip of the drill bit here, so. Always something. And then we pop a rivet in there that'll hold her in place. We'll be good to go. Oh, gonna be mint. So I got a little carried away with the drill and the riveter. I mean, I definitely got carried away with the drill.
Yes.
Oh yeah, there's a mark in there. But I got her all riveted in, and you can mount a freaking trailer hitch off of this. Like, that is rock solid. This is Viagra solid right here. So I mean, I don't think we're gonna have any issues with that vibrating or cracking or coming, as long as I might have to upgrade these bolts that they have. These are pretty cheap, cheesy Chinesium bolts going in there, but as long as everything's tight and right, we should be good. So now I just got to come up with, you know, 3/4 inch hose from here to here, and then I got to turn this one up, so I just got to go from there to there. This is going to be the highest point in the system. I'll fill it from here, and then we just got to figure out how to mount the thermostat and all that kind of jazz. I mean, I could, just wire this to a switch on the Snowmobile. I'm just worried that it might draw too much hydro and starve the stator. I don't know, maybe melt the stator down or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh, are we keeping you up?
You are, yeah.
And I also picked up one of these coolant temp sensors. I put one of these on the Venom, the Apex there, so I've got a fitting here that will go in line on the coolant hose off the top of the cylinder head there. And then I've got a little digital display I can mount up on here so I can see what the temperature is, so we'll know if it's running cool or if it's getting a little hot. I can shut her down instead of melting her down, because I love the F7. I do not want to kill it. You know, I want to be able to rip it everywhere. And like I said, this is the Swiss Army knife of snowmobiles for me, because we've done everything with it. You know, we've done land and sea basically. I sunk it. I found the bottom of the pond with this one, and she's still going. So maybe call it Timex. Takes a licking and keeps on ticking. All right, baby. Well, I managed to find a piece of 3/4 inch aluminum tubing I had in the shop here, and then just outside, I mean, that's a piece of galvanized. I think it's electrical conduit from like when we wired the shop here, but I mean, looks like a coolant tube to me now. So we've got that all plumbed in there. So I mean, the fluid side, the rad is mounted. That is, I mean, you can't ask for anything better than that. It's solid, it's there, it's the high point. We can fill it from here. It's all plumbed in. Phase 2 of the F7 off-road, on-road build is just about complete. I taped up my finger. It's time for a beer. Now, we'll do a little bit of thinking. Got to hook up the electrical for the fan, get that up and going, and then might be able to take this for a rip. I do have to add a couple of wheels into the skid. I want to put an anti-stab kit in the front just to keep the track off the rails there, because the clips will rub through the rails a bit up there, but it's almost go time, babe.
This is exciting.
This is exciting. Out of all the sketchy things that I've built to go down the road to Mexico, this one might be, I don't know, I think this will be a little bit dicier than the golf cart even.
You think so?
I think it's gonna be tippy. I don't know, like I've never, we'll have to see what the steering's like. I don't know if at high speed, if you turn it, if she's gonna send you
oh yeah, probably
packing, you know what I mean?
So don't do that.
Right? I can't feel the tip of my finger. The drill bit went in here, and I think it went kind of deep. So like got nerve damage. The tip of my finger is numb, and the drill went in over here. I don't know why the tip of my finger is numb. So we'll just numb the rest of myself.
That's right.
All right, day number 2 of radiator installation on the old F7, and fun fact, I still can't feel the tip of my finger. I'm pretty sure when that drill bit went in there, it scrambled the eggs in the tip of my finger, so I don't know, what do you do? But we got the rad on there, so now I got to deal with the big hole in the tunnel, and I already ran a couple of wires, so hopefully I'm not going to use, I was thinking I could just use the power for the taillight, because I'm not going to have that on there anymore, but I was like, you know what? Running the fan probably should have its own relay and all that stuff. I mean, there's a fair bit of more draw on that fan than there is on the light. So, you know what, let's do it the other way. So I got some wires running there, and then I found a plate of aluminum. I've got it mapped out, I'll cut that out. It would have been super easy if I could just, you know, cut that sucker off there and then just rivet it back in. And that's got my seat mount and everything all on it. But you know, I'm not saying that this isn't going to be awesome and it's not going to live the rest of its life that way, but I mean, in case I want to switch it all back to the regular Snowmobile, I don't have a spare heat exchanger, so I don't want to cut that one I got. It'll take a little bit of time, but I'll just cut that plate, drill the rivets, I'll build a little seat mount. I can mimic this thing. I just got to find a piece of angle iron, put a bolt in it, and I'll weld it onto the face of there, get it approximately where we need to be, and then the plan is to hook up. I got tons of these DeWalt batteries, you know, I got 9 amp hour, 12 amp hour, flex volt, 20 volts, 60 volts. So I got this, this is gonna turn the 20 volts to 12 volts there. So I can run the system. I'll mount everything all up in the front here, the relay, the battery, all that, run the wires to the back. And then I've got this temperature sensor kit here, which, let me open this up. So you get this fella here, and you get a little sensor. That threads into there. We just got to put power and ground and all that to it. And then I can splice into this hose here, put that guy in line, and then the readout, I'll just put up, you know, I'll stick her up onto the dash here somewhere. And then that way it'll tell me how hot this thing's going. Now, in theory, I mean, even though it's not going to be getting a ton of airflow when I'm driving, I'm going to have the fan pulling air through there all the time. And I mean, this rad here, that's good enough to keep a Honda Civic cool. So this motor is way smaller than a Honda Civic. I mean, we are going to be turning a lot more ripums than a Honda Civic, but I think it's going to work. So we just got to fill that hole and then start wiring and plumbing everything for the fans. Fill it up. I'll put some, well, I mean, I got all the rad hoses and everything on there now, so I got some 50/50, the old turbo power antifreeze. So we'll top her up, make sure we got no leaks. The stock rad cap, I will just, I'll top that up. This is going to be our new fill point because this is going to be the highest point. So I'll just fill her up to there, make sure we got no drippy drips, and then wire everything up, fill that hole. That'll be go time. She's full right to the brim, and we've got no leaks, although, oops, I forgot to clamp that one. Let's hit that right now while we're thinking about it. Good thing we're paying attention here. There we go. Reuse that clamp, just squeezed her back together, tight and right. Now, I do believe the only Achilles heel on here is gonna be this fella right there. That's a plastic little drain port. So, and I mean, it wasn't crazy tight when I first got it, and I can still kind of flex it and move it. So I'm hoping I don't have any issues, or that doesn't break or snap off or start leaking. So we'll just we'll pretend that is gonna be mint, and we'll just carry on with the rest of her. So now I just gotta grab the saw. I'll cut that panel out there. I'll measure up, try and make a mount for the seat, the stud there, and then I'll drill all the holes. We'll pop rivet that in so we can put the seat back on, and we'll start wiring everything up. All right, so here's what I got so far. I've cut this plate out, drilled all the holes, and I cut a little piece of aluminum square tubing into an angle there, so it should theoretically be similar to that. So I'm just locating, make sure I got it in the correct spot-ish, and then I'll give it a couple tackadoodles. I'll set it down, make sure the seat still fits, and then we'll fully weld it, rivet that in, and then that is that part done. Just like that, my camera girl's back. Just in time too, because my fingers are taking a beating. I just melted the fingerprints off of this one. So, can you?
Can't leave you alone, eh?
I mean, I don't know. I'm used to it. I got no feeling in this one, and now this one is tender. So, but that's how I melted the fingerprints. I had the ground thing on there, and aluminum gets super hot when you're welding it, and so does the ground thing. So when I grabbed it and moved it, all I heard was a quick little.
Ew.
Yeah. But look at that beauty.
Okay.
So this is, hey?
For your seat?
This is for my seat. We definitely, you don't want to be sitting on that.
No.
Hole. So I got all the holes drilled. So now we just gotta, if my calculations are correct, all these holes should line up, and the seat should bolt on. And then this is gonna stiffen the tunnel all back up again. So it should be rock solid, won't be any flexing. Oh yeah, they all fit in there, baby. Now we just gotta rivet it in. I tell you, this air riveter, one of the best tools I've ever bought, because, I mean, you'd have freaking forearms like Popeye trying to hand rivet all these. Okay, that is rock solid. And then, hopefully, it did fit when I first checked her out, so. Put that in there. Where's the bolt? Right there. Tickety-boo, then I just gotta put a nut in there, hold it down. And that's looking good, babe. Mm-hmm. We got plenty of room in between the seat and the radiator, so there is a little bit of airflow. I mean, if it does become an issue, like if I do get ripping this thing down the road and it works good and I want to drive it right to town, I could put little side wings on there just to scoop a little bit extra air into the rad to help keep it cool. But like I said, this rad, I can't remember the listing on Amazon. If it was for like a Honda Civic or something, so like if it'll cool a car, should be able to cool a snowmobile. I need to cool down my finger though.
Yeah, you do.
So, well, you had a pretty awesome idea. I was like trying to figure out if I could just mount this at the back in between the seat and the rad, but it gets kind of close for the connectors up against there, so I was like, hey, why not hide it in the back cubby? So I just popped a couple of holes in there, and we'll see if this freaking lines up. I'm hoping the rivets will actually go this way. Did I get these holes lined up? Can you pass me 2 more rivets, please, baby? That bucket of rivets has come in so handy. A buddy of ours, Dave, years ago, brought those home from work. I don't know if I should say like where. It's like that Johnny Cash song, you know, where you take a little bit home every day. Something like that. So, let's see if this will work, babe. Oh wait, do I have it the right way? Just like so. Oh yeah.
Look in there. Okay.
Incognito. That'll be out of the way. Won't get hit or knocked, and then we can just, if we need to adjust the temperature, or if we want the fan kicking in, we just reach in here and turn the dial, right?
Pretty handy.
Hey, if she doesn't find you handsome, hopefully she finds you handy. Seeing as how I still got the remnant drilling mood, I've laid out a bunch of holes in the front panel here so I can mount the battery, the regulator, and the relay, I believe. So I'll pop a few holes in here. Just like so. This is where it gets, this is probably gonna be the most complicated part of the build. Battery's gonna go there. This fella is gonna go there. And then the relay thing will go there. Everything will be kind of neat, tidy, tucked away up here. And then I'll just have the wires going back to the control unit and the fan, and then boop, 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 tickety-boo. So I had to kind of modify and drill these out so the heads of the rivet can go in and the rivet tool can fit in there, but I think we'll be good. We'll rivet this sucker straight down there like so. And then this guy. Couldn't really fit the rivets in there, so I had to open up the holes in the bracket. So we're just gonna kind of find a happy medium, hopefully. Oh, it's perfect. Nice and secure, right?
Minty.
And then I guess we might as well put the relay holder in there too. Relay just goes in there. And then where's the battery, babe? So then we should be able to, I can carry an extra one in the back pocket there, you know, so we gotta, if the battery does die and the thing starts overheating or whatever, just switch out the battery. But then this way we're not relying on the snowmobile system, right? So there we got battery locked and loaded to run the fan. We just gotta wire this guy into here, and then from here, go back there with the relay and all that jazz. And then we can sit there and play around with the dial, see if we can get that thing to turn on.
Sounds like a plan, Stan.
Nice one. Okay, so I think, you know, this is a pretty high-tech wiring diagram here, but I think we've got it kind of laid out and sorted out. I got the battery mount here, we got the regulator, the circuit breaker, relay, everything's wired. So now, I think it's go time. Try out, there's my flex volt 20 volt or 60 volt battery. That's a 9 amp hour. Should be plenty for powering that fan for a rip, and then we don't have to worry about the stator or rely on this thing at all. It'll be a self-contained system. I got my temperature gauge mounted here. All I did was, you get that little T fitting with the temperature sensor in it. Just plug and play. All you gotta do is put power and ground to it. And then we've got the rheostat adjustable hidden in the trunk here, and I got the temperature probe. This, you just poke into the fins of the radiator there. So we're gonna do a little test just to make sure. So first test is plug this in and hope we see zero smoke. So the whole idea is to just take one of these, clip it into the holder here, and then we should be live. Now we got power going. Oh, we're already at 22 degrees, eh, baby?
Okay.
Not bad, not bad. So now we'll simulate this thing getting hot. Maybe I'll just get you to hang on to that, honey.
Yeah, okay. 1,000 degrees?
So I don't know what this is set at. I think it's set around 80 degrees Fahrenheit or so, or something like that. So I don't know, let's just put some heat to her. Now, in a perfect world, if this is wired up right, look at that. And then I got this rag soaked with water here. Cool it back down. So that way, it'll automatically turn on when it hits a certain temperature, so we can dial it up, right? And then once it cools back down, hopefully it shuts off, we'll see.
Oh, there it goes.
There we go. So we know that that is working, and then that way it's not running off the battery the whole time. It's only when it needs it, which should make the battery last longer. But I mean, one of those 9 amp hour batteries should be beauty. So now we can run it. We can see how it goes. We can keep an eye on the temperature with this nice digital temperature gauge. So we'll dial it up. We'll play it, see if it can maintain a steady temperature. Then we should be good to do some ripping.
Okay.
Right? This is exciting.
This is exciting. Okie dokie.
All right, we rolling? All right, so I figure the best way to test it is just do some hot laps around the property. I'll drive it around the pond. We'll take it easy, keep an eye. I had it running for, I don't know, a couple minutes, and we got up. It was at 22 degrees. Now it's at 43 degrees. So I don't know, we didn't get hot enough to get that cycling, so at least I know this gauge is working. The system isn't getting hot just idling it, so I'll just putter around and we'll see what happens, right?
Okay.
So I got my GoPro on. Freaking, the engine light keeps flashing on me. All right, so that was not bad, and we're only at 74 degrees right there right now, so that's not terrible. I do got to figure out why the engine light was flashing on me now. it was doing that before I even sunk it in the pond. Every once in a while when we were ripping it through the trail over at McLeanski's there, the last time I had it out, it was flicking. So I don't know if there's an issue. I do have the stock ECU for this. I might have to throw it back in just in case there is something going on with this ECU. But yeah, when it's not flashing and this thing is in full dangle mode, she goes pretty good. And it wasn't too bad going down the road. So I definitely want to fix the engine light issue and then take her for another rip, because right now she's not even getting hot. And the fan is not coming on yet. So I dialed it up. I think I set it around 100. I think we were about 160 degrees. I don't know if you can see that there. So, I mean, got to get it up to operating temperature. You know what I mean? So, yeah, so far, it's pretty cool. Okay, so first test drive, kind of promising, but a little concerning because the engine light was flashing. Now, I think it was something to do with the ECU, I don't know. So I put the stock ECU back in it, and then I put the pipe and muffler on there just because I'm sure I'm going to get in trouble for having a can on the trail. Definitely going to get in trouble for having a can on it going down the road. So I want to test drive it again. Temperature-wise, it's running good, so I just want to run it, make sure the engine light's not flashing. If it's not flashing, then maybe send her down the road. Okay, so, I mean, it's awesome, but yeah, engine light's still flashing. It's flashing 6 times. I mean, there's a problem with the servo motor for the power valves. So I can put the race box back in her, because this thing, she's a weapon down the road, I'll tell you that. I just got in trouble for not having a helmet on by Christina. All right, well, second test drive went a little bit better, but still, the engine light's flashing, and apparently, when the engine light on an 03 F7 flashes at you 6 times, it means the power valve servo motor is got some issues. And yeah, I would say my power valve motor has some issues. I just took it out, and yeah, there's some rust up in there. Oh yeah. Yeah, she was not spinning. So apparently, servo motors do not like being at the bottom of the pond. So I gotta clean that up or fix it. I put a shout out to my buddy Farmer. He thinks he's got a servo motor for this. So, I mean, I guess we gotta swap it out. I can't really do any more ripping because you needs the power valves on this 03. It still works. Like every time I shut it off, if I start from scratch again, give her, it works until I go wide open throttle, and then it goes into limp mode and says that the servo motor is not servo motoring. So we need that motoring because I took that thing down the road, and I gotta tell you, you know, remember, I have driven a golf cart 108 miles an hour down this road. And this is way sketchier than that. So, yeah, we need her working right because I want to push the limits. If we're going to beat that Cybertruck or, you know, Leon's Mustang, we need her working. We need that power valves working. So, see if we can fix that, and then we'll pick it up from there. I've got it freed up now. I can actually, you know, I can turn it by hand now, whereas before you couldn't do that. So, I mean, we'll cross our fingers, see if it works this time. I swapped the stock ECU on here because I thought the engine light was flashing, maybe because we sunk it and buggered up the ECU, but flashing 6 times means servo motor, and taking it apart and finding all the rust in there is like, yeah, there's probably a good reason why that's not working. So I put the stock exhaust and the muffler on there just to quiet it down, so when we're out ripping, we're not peeing off the neighbors, you know what I'm saying? But I probably will put the race box back on there. And my buddy Farmer, you know, he's one hell of a fella to know. He's a great fella, and he brought over a bucket of servo motors for me to, in case I need to replace it and the stock one's not going to work. I'm probably going to put one of his on in there anyway, because the inside of mine was pretty rusty crusty. So I mean, if you guys are looking for parts for your sled, or, you know, even a car or truck, Southern Sled and Truck, my buddy Farmer there, check him out, give him a call. I'll put the number up on the screen there. If you want a sled or some parts or whatever, he's usually got anything that I've needed. And if he doesn't have it, he will point you in the right direction. Or if you're looking for a truck, no, I'm working on one of his right now. He buys and sells trucks and cars, well, Ford Focuses and any kind of pickup, Chevy, Dodge, Ford. If you're in the market, give him a call. Southern Sled and Truck. So now I can say this on my snowmobile because it's got tires. So now I just gotta kick the tires like the fires, give her a test drive and see if that servo motor is gonna work. And if I can get full speed down the road to Mexico, although this time I probably gotta put my helmet on because Christina did not like the fact that I was out repping without one. So she kinda likes me and wants to keep me around for a while. So we gotta do power up our cooling system, just like so. What temp are we at here? 20 degrees Celsius. That's 20 degrees Canadian right there. I'm not sure what that is in American. I'll have to Google it. Okay, and before I go for a rip, I added a few extra wheels in here. So I put, that's one of those little shafts with the wheels out of that Apex skid. So I put it in the middle to bridge the gap there. And I put another one up at the front as like a anti-stab kit just to keep it, because the front, the clips were rubbing right here. And so I don't want to rub through the rails, so I put a set of wheels in there to push the track down. We got no sliders, we just got all wheels. The track is not touching the rails anywhere. Should equate to decent rolling resistance, maybe some speed down the road, so I'll put my brain bucket on, and then we'll find out how this thing works, if the servo motor is working. And look, after a little bit of running, we're at 33 degrees. Not bad, not bad. All right, well, let's see how it works around the yard first. Still flat. Alright, well, still flashing, so we definitely got to put one of these other motors in there. God damn it. Alright, we'll try this again with Farmer's servo motor in there. Hopefully this one works. Oh, I see it working. It works, Jim. Oh, God damn it. Did I hit the Ranger?
Yeah, give me a new speed jump.
Not only does it look cool, it runs cool, Jim.
I gotta say, it looks pretty weird going down the road, seeing a snowmobile flying by.
You want to know what the weirdest part would be? The fella that just went by, because I just did a burnout in front of him. It spins the track, no problem with that one on there, so we might have to leave this track on for a little bit.
You're gonna have to add to the marks out front of the driveway with it.
Oh, I think I can. I got to put the front brakes back on it.
Oh yeah.
This thing right here, that's a nice one.
You can smell the rubber.
You know we got to see if it'll do a burnout.
Oh heck yeah.
Will the F7 do a burnout? Check. So, I mean, if this YouTube thing doesn't work out for us, we can always start our own paving company. All right, that F7 I think is looking absolutely mint now with that new wrap on there. Gotta love the Arctic Cat decals, and that track is, you know, I'm able to spin the track, lay some rubber on the road, and do a dirty burnout in the shop there. So the rad's working perfect. It's keeping it ice cold. I can't believe it's working as good as it is. And these F7s are normally known for overheating kind of early. So this thing here, I think I'm gonna, that's staying. I ain't, even in the wintertime, I ain't taking that off. This thing's gonna run ice cold. She looks good. Runs as cool as she looks. So that is phase 2 officially complete on the F7, the WTF7. But the tires are working mint. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys are enjoying this build. It is probably one of the most fun vehicles I've ever built and ridden. I mean, whipping it down the road. Jim there in the XYZ couldn't even keep up to me. Smoked them. So, I mean, this thing is fast. We might have to line it up and race a few things, but I think I'm going to give Philip a call and see if we can get that Cybertruck back down here and kick its ass out on the road to Mexico. But as always, Christine is in the background doing some close-up walk-around shots of it to put into the video. But doing a good job, baby. But we appreciate all the support, everybody tuning in, liking the video, sharing. You know, now we need phase 3. I got to put some front brakes back on this thing so it can do its own burnout, so I don't have to nose it up with Jim's Ranger. And I don't know. I think maybe it's spinning the track kind of easy because it's got the regular track on it. We're just running on the nubs, and they're getting leveled out pretty good. Like, check this out. I shaved this track down, and doing the burnouts is shaving her down even more. So if you want a speed track, that's what you do, eh? Take all the studs out of her and just do a burnout in the shop or out on the road. So phase 3, maybe put the asphalt track on there, see if we can rip it up and down the road that way. Brakes on it. This is gonna be a fun one. We might take it to the Bethany Mud Bogs. Gears got some mud this weekend, July 26th, Bethany, Ontario. We're not gonna run her through the mud because they got a horseshoe track going this year. So I think we'll just have it on display, and we'll hang out there. And if you guys got nothing else better to do, check it out in Bethany, Ontario. Gears got some mud, July 26th. Should be a good time. And they'll have a beer tent there. We'll have a cold one afterwards. But as always, thanks for tuning in. Normally I would do a cheers, but we're out of beer. So I think in the next video, we do a BWERUN beer run. Take that thing down because I need some rusty nails, baby.
Yeah, you do.
Take her easy.